What up guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming my goal setting video. This is obviously very belated because it's my setting for New Year's goals. I have already set myself these, but I just want to go through them with you, so I'm going to rewrite them and go through them with you guys. We have a lot to get through, so let's just jump straight in. I divide my goals into categories, and I have 11 categories that I work through. My categories: physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, professional, personal, travel, household, creative, and giving. These three sort of go hand in hand together kind of thing, and some of them are a bit more miscellaneous, but that's, you know, it's each to their own when it comes to this. You don't have to do any of these, it's just what I personally choose to do. So we're just going to start with physical goals. This is stuff that comes down to your health and well-being, physical physique, fitness, things like that. So my first goal here is weight loss. I want to lose 30 kilos. We work in I'm Australian, obviously, from my accent, so we work in kilograms here. And I want to exercise 3 to 5 times weekly. Just stemming from that, I do want to break that down a little further into 3 walks, 1 swim, and 1 stretch. Now, 30 kilos I do understand is pretty ambitious. You know, that's like 5 kilos in 2 months kind of thing, like 2.5 kilos a month. But if I can get down to 20 this year, I will be happy. Like, that's progress. So, you know. And then for exercise, I want to exercise 3 to 5 times weekly, 3 walks, a swim, and a stretch. The reason I want to do this is because I'm not the kind of person to go to a gym. It's not something that I'm comfortable with or that I want to do. I'm much more comfortable going for a walk. I used to be a swimmer and I used to be a dancer, so these two make sense for me, and walking is just something easy that I enjoy. My second one under this category is my eating. I have absolutely terrible eating habits. Like, I eat junk food all the time. So I want to meal plan and prep weekly. And I want to learn how to spell would be nice. I want to make substitutions for snacking. Now, explaining these two, it's recommended that you eat 3 meals a day, obviously breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I do not do that. Some days I will eat 7 or 8 times a day, other days I may not eat at all, and that's really, really bad. So I need to start prepping weekly. And substitutes for snacking, I don't actually have sit-down meals really ever. I just snack constantly, so that's something that I need to break. Physical goals are something that I highly recommend everyone include in their goal settings. It's very like positive, and it gives you a healthy mentality straight off the bat. Doing a plan of action is important for all of these. If that's something that you're interested in, seeing a plan of action for my physical goals or for any of my goals for that matter, let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to do it for you, and kind of make this a little bit of a series. But anyway, so this is my physical section. Highly recommend everyone have something physical on theirs. Moving forward to financial. Financial is, again, something that I would consider to be pretty important when setting goals, but not everybody has to do it, you know. Some people don't struggle financially, others do. I don't struggle per se, but there are things I really need to deal with. So my first one is debts. Under this, I'm also including billing and things like that. I want to pay off all my debts. I just have a few small ones. And I want to have direct debit set up for all bills. And then for savings, I want to save at least $1,000. Now, explaining this, so pay off all debts. Obviously nobody wants to have debts, and I'm only 24, so I really need to sort of get on top of that, get those out of the way and have them dealt with. And direct debit for all billing, that's one less thing that I'm going to have to worry about on my billing. I will know that it comes out on a certain date every month or every quarter, whatever. So I definitely want to get on top of that as well, but I want to have my debts paid off before I do that, so that the money that I've put towards these, I can then transfer into a separate account for my bills. Savings wise, I want to save $1,000 because I have been reading a little bit about the Dave Ramsey system, and I really want to do that, and the first thing in that is to save $1,000, and then you go into your debt snowball, which is here. So these two kind of go hand in hand. Financial is going to be a little bit different for everyone. Say if you have a mortgage, or if you already have, savings and you want to build your wealth and you want to save to buy a house or something like that. Or if you're in America and you have student loans, we don't have that in Australia. Or if you have like car loans or holiday loans, whatever, it can all come under here. So moving on, I want to go on to mental. Now mental is for basically just your own well-being, like mental well-being, so like your mindset and things like that, like how you think about things and etc. Getting your mental state to be in a much better and more I guess you'd say like healthy, but without going along with like your actual health per se. It's more like getting your mental state to be in a relaxed form and things like that. So under this I have reading, and I want to join a book club, and I want to start using my Kindle for books. Again, I will come back and explain all this in a minute. And then just turn this slightly. I want to get into a diary. Sorry, just had a small interruption there. So diary and journaling is what I'm up to now. So I want to start writing in a diary daily. If not daily, then weekly would be nice. And I also want to use personal reflection. Personal reflection journals daily. Okay, so explaining this mental section here. Sorry, my tripod's in the way and I've just got to try and get you guys on a good angle. So reading, I want to join a book club and start using my Kindle for books. Reading for me is a very relaxing act, and I'm trying to get back into it. I did join a book club. I actually joined the Paper and Glam book club here on YouTube. It's Lisa Marie. I will link her channel and stuff down below if you're interested. And I have a Kindle that I don't use. I have always been a paper book kind of person, but I do like my Kindle, and I am completing the KonMari series, as you guys will know, and I'll discuss that a little bit later in this video. And books is one of the things that you have to purge, so I want to try and, you know, get rid of a lot of that kind of stuff. A diary and journaling, I want to write in a diary daily and use personal reflection journals daily. This kind of stuff is stuff that it can kind of mental issues. I rely solely on therapy, and it's actually it's taken me a lot longer to sort of get to the point that I'm at now, but I'm happy in the point that I'm at now. So yeah, I just need to keep working on that, and that's just a personal thing. Next under emotional is relationships. Now for this, I want to let go of toxic people. This is people who are not good for me in any way, like that bring me down and give me a negative attitude and things like that. I want to cull my Facebook friends, which I know is probably laughable. But, you know, this is 2016, it's the 21st century. You know, you've got to take these things into consideration. I want to make time for family and close friends. I'm a very busy person, and I always forget to do things like this, so I really want to sort of make that a priority. And I think that's it for there. I feel like I had more I want to reconnect with old friends. So that's my emotional section. I'm just sort of I'm gonna have to zoom you guys out a bit and show you that one. So that's my emotional section there. I will come back to these in a minute because the next one I'm going to do is spiritual. So, spiritual. This isn't like God or anything like that, like that's not what I'm into. So, you don't have to worry about anything like that. This is mostly relaxation and just life in general. So I want to set aside half an hour daily to read, colour, or do a puzzle. Now, the reason for this is because these are generally relaxing tasks and I would like to sort of get back into it, doing those and such. And then my life divide. So this is how I divide the different sections of my life, so home, work and uni. I want to keep my jobs separated. By this I mean I have 3 jobs that are not at home, like 3 actual jobs, 2 casual, and 1 part-time. I don't want to be at one job one day and then have to go to a second job that night. I want to keep them very separate. Oh, and my lighting is just gone. Fabulous. Anyway, I want to keep them separated. I don't want to have to stress about being like trying to get from one place to another too quickly or have to do more than I need to. I want to do uni work and study at uni only. There will be, coming up to exams, there will be things that I do sort of bring home to read, but I want to really keep my uni stuff at uni, so that when I'm at home I can just take that time to relax. And the other thing I want to do is designate time frames for my home businesses. I have one business currently and I'm in the process of setting up a second one, and I don't want to just have them as, I do things where they fit. I want them to be very particular and I want to have them together. So now relating these 3 all together, mental, emotional and spiritual, these all come down to like well-being. They all sort of tie in together, like relaxation here. These are also relaxation things. This is in my head, this is in my head, keeping my life divided helps with like my mental state and my attacks, so it's like less stress, They all relate to one another and it's really important to try and find a balance between these things. You don't have to include them in your goals, but I highly recommend to try, or like you could even do like well-being as a heading and chuck all 3 in there. You don't have to do it as separate ones, but yeah, I highly recommend trying to do something that's going to help you relax and unwind and give you that separation that you need. Moving on, the next section I'm going to do is professional. Now, again, this is something that I highly recommend everybody try and include, but you don't have to, especially if it's not relevant to you. Like you don't have to have it, or you don't have to have certain aspects in it. I go into a lot of detail in mine just because I am studying to do one thing. I'm opening 2 home businesses. I have 3 jobs, and there are things that I want to do to sort of help improve my resume before I start working. So under this, my first section is uni. And under this, I want to complete at least 3 courses each semester of this year. Now, I obviously go to an Australian university, and here full-time for us at uni is either 3 or 4 courses per semester. Part-time is 1 or 2. And I have been really good at starting out this way, but by the end of it, by the end of the semester, I've just gone to shit, and I have like thrown some courses out the window and like failed a couple, so I really want to complete, and by complete I mean I want to complete and pass at least 3 courses each semester, because I'm now behind, I'm trying to get back on track. The other thing I want to do is pass my courses with a credit minimum. Now, in Australian universities, it sort of works on a scaling system that is fail, pass, credit, distinction, high distinction. So credit is third one. It's, you know, a 65 to 75 average, I think, or 60 to 70. Maybe 6, I'm not 100% sure, but it's between 60 and 80, somewhere in that point is a credit, and that's sort of where I want to be with all my courses, because I'm trying to get my GPA back up, and I'm trying to work on that as well. My next section in here, I'm just going to zoom out slightly. My next section here is home businesses. I want to establish Dreamweaver designs. I want to schedule work times, which again crosses over up here, this designate timeframes for home businesses. And I want to promote Stitched by Steph, which is my current business that is already established. I will leave a link down below if you're interested. It's like a dressmaking and nail business, primarily for drag queens, but you know, I can service many a person, so that's that one. Next one is jobs. I'm going to reiterate what I've got up here, keep jobs separated under my life divide. I'm just going to write that again, keep jobs separated. And I want to increase reading to 3 shifts weekly. This one obviously depends on availability on the roster, but I would like to increase it to 3 shifts weekly, just to get me a few extra hours and a bit more of an income. And my last section under here is volunteer. Now, this is important for me because I am studying to be a psychologist, and so volunteer work really does look good on a resume for someone in this kind of work. So I do really want to do that. So under this I have 3 sections. I want to work at a lifeline, like Lifeline or a counselling hotline. What have I done here? I want to volunteer 1 night a week there. Oh, why can't I spell anything? And then I want to volunteer at James Fletcher, which is the mental hospital in Newcastle where I live, and then I also want to volunteer at Nexus, which is a psychiatric unit at one of the hospitals here. So all of this kind of stuff for me is very important. Uni and volunteer really help with my degree and my future career, which is my professionalism basically. Home businesses is my side businesses, are my side businesses, which I'm currently working on, and they are really sort of helping me to focus on how to run a business from home and things like that, because I do eventually want to own my own practice and I want to work from home in that practice. So these are sort of really important to me to get these set up. And this is how I make my livelihood now. I keep these jobs, and I really want to keep on top of them and really sort of make them a priority to work on, but still keep myself not stressed out or anything like that from them. So next I want to do personal Personal, again, is a goal set that I do highly recommend people include. Yeah, it's very each to their own as to what's going to be a personal goal for you, but yeah, so my first heading is license, and I want to get my red Ps, which in Australia is like a provisional license, so your reds are first and then you get your greens after that, and then you get a black license, which is a full license. And I also want to buy a car. These have been goals of mine for a while. Driving is actually an anxiety trigger for me, which is why I don't do it, so I really want to get on top of this. And then routines. I want to create and maintain daily cleaning and beauty routines. Routines can really help you manage your time better and your day better and things like that. You can get a lot more done if you have a routine, especially if it's part of like a specific routine that you do every day or every week. So I've got that here as well. I'm also a routines-based person, and given that all of this up here is changing and I'm trying different things, this is really important for me to reassess and redo. The next section I want to combat here is travel. Now, this is something that I don't recommend everybody include, but it's something that if you're interested in it, or if it's something that you do want to accomplish, then it's good to include it as a goal, because then you can strive to work towards it. Now, I have two categories here, Australia and overseas. For Australia, this year I want to go to each capital city. In Australia, we have 8 capital cities. We have Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane, Darwin, Perth, Hobart and Canberra, and I've only been to 3 of them. I'm going to Brisbane soon, so I want to go to each one, like the rest of them, this year as well. For overseas, I want to leave the country at least once, which is happening in July. And I'm very excited for that. I'm going on a cruise for my mum's 50th birthday to the Pacific Islands, so I'm really excited to sort of have that opportunity. The other thing I want to do is book an overseas trip to an actual country, not on a cruise ship, an actual like have to go on a plane kind of thing, fly over the ocean, whatever. I want to do that. Whether or not I actually have that overseas trip at the end of this year and actually leave this year, or if it's for next year, doesn't matter. I want to get these done. I've never travelled and I've never had massive opportunity to travel, so these are really important for me to try and accomplish. Next up is household. And under household, I have KonMari, which is complete the KonMari series. This is what I was discussing before with books. I will leave a link to my KonMari playlist down below. At the time that you're seeing this, I should have 3 KonMari videos up. So, yeah, you'll get a good sense of it from that video. But basically, I'm a hoarder, I'm a clutterer. I hate throwing things away, I hate going through things, you know, so on and so forth. I have so much junk, and I just need to get through it, get it thrown out, and move on. So this is a really big one for me, and I'm glad that I've already started. Routines are next. For my household routines, I need to stick to daily cleaning routines. This is important for me because, as I said, I am a hoarder. I know, like, my room is always messy. but my house is always relatively clean. I just want to keep on top of it and try and, you know, get more of that detail stuff done. And I feel like if I keep on top of it more, then it's going to feel like less of a task when I'm writing my to-do lists each day. Then I have bedroom. I want to decorate the walls of my room and make it really a safe haven and have different sections. And I want to recognize and establish specific regions of the room. So I have a lounge in my room. My room is massive. I have my bed, which I want to sort of really make into a cozy, comfy, safe haven. I want to have dream catchers on the walls and things like that and make it really cozy. And then I also have a lounge in my room, and I want to make that section just more relaxed, not a ton of stuff, you know. And then I also have a desk in my room, which I want to really sort of set up and decorate to be really functional and stuff for uni. And then I have like my dressing area, my clothes and my makeup and jewelry and things like that. And I really sort of want to I want to set things up to be as functional and as specific as I can. My last section in this one is home decor. Under this, I want to have some outdoor decor because I don't really have any, but I want to really get outdoors like sort of set up nicely. And I want to redo each room's decor, or redo each room and decorate. So this comes under the reorganizing as well, because I really want to reorganize everything. So I'm really sort of big on that. I strongly advise, like, if you're someone who doesn't live with your parents, or you own your own home or whatever, or even if you do live with your parents, set some household goals. It can really sort of help you fix things up and get yourself into a good place with all of this kind of stuff. So I am sort of a big advocate for that. Next up, I have giving, and this is like charity kind of stuff. For me, I have charity, which is to sponsor a child. This is something I've wanted to do since I was about 17. I really want to sponsor a child, and I'm making that a goal for this year to get that done. And then LGBT as well. If you guys don't know me already, I am a big person, like I'm a big advocate for LGBT rights and things like that, and I'm really sort of into it. So it is a big thing for me, and I do want to give back to that community. So I want to volunteer for Mardi Gras this year. I did this last year and I had so much fun. So I want to do that again. And then I also want to do some more awareness videos and educational kind of videos on this channel, because I'm predominantly involved in the drag scene, and I really sort of want to educate people on that. Giving is going to be different for every person depending on what you're interested in. If you're an animals person, you might have donate to an animal shelter or volunteer at a soup kitchen, or you know, things like that. Giving is going to be something different for everybody, but it can make you feel so good about yourself if you include it as a category. My last category here is creative. I'm a naturally creative person, so this is something that's really big for me. But if you're not a naturally creative person, or you're not into things like this, you don't have to include it. You could have like a sports section, or a I don't know, an extracurricular type whatever. So for me, I have sewing as my first category. I already know how to sew, and it's what my business is based around, but I do want to take a sewing class to polish up my skills, learn some new skills, and just really, you know, fine-tune things. I also want to buy an overlocker and a mannequin, one of those adjustable ones, so that I can, when I'm making things for people, I can make it specific to their size. Next up is makeup. I am not a makeup person really at all, but I've slowly been getting into it, especially being friends with drag queens. Like, it kind of just comes with the territory. But I am really into special effects makeup, so I do want to take an SFX makeup class and learn some new skills there as well, because I'm mostly self-taught with that. Actually, I'm completely self-taught. I've never been shown anything, so I'm self-taught, and I want to take a class to sort of learn new skills and really sort of make sure that I'm on the right track and doing things properly. And then I also want to learn new techniques. For example, I want to learn how to contour properly. I don't contour my face. To be honest, when I learn, I probably still won't do it, but I want to learn so that I know how to do it, and if it's going to help me with an SFX look, then I can implement it. And the last one is YouTube. I started my channel last year, and I'm really sort of big on it. I don't have any goals, like, for subscribers or anything like that. So the first thing I want to do is maintain a weekly posting schedule and social media posts, which I am getting better at. And if you guys didn't know, you can now switch between Instagram accounts, which is going to help me so much to keep on top of that. So I'm excited for that. And you will have noticed the last few weeks my posting schedule has gotten a lot better, so I'm keen to sort of keep that as a thing. I want to reply to comments weekly, which at the time of filming this, I have so many comments that I haven't replied to backed up, but I do want to get onto that because, like, that's important. I want to, like, connect with you guys and chat to you and stuff. I don't want this to just be like a channel where, like, you know, you guys just watch my videos and I don't interact. Like, I want to be interactive, and I want you guys to know who I am, and I want to know who you are and things like that. And then lastly, I want to film in advance and schedule. And this is just to help me with my crazy hectic life. As I said before, I am a very busy person, so maintaining a weekly posting schedule and social media posts and filming in advance really does help at the moment. It's when you're seeing this, it's still 2 weeks before university goes back here in Australia, so I am working pretty hard at getting a ton of stuff filmed, edited and uploaded and scheduled in advance, so that when I go back to uni I can sort of slow down my filming a little bit, and I can concentrate a little harder on my uni stuff. But yes, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up and comment down below if you want to see any follow-ups to this, or if you want to see any of my plans of action or anything like that. And also comment down below any video requests you may have. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye!